Hello, this is Nomeo Gaming back with another Ostranauts Unraveled video. This one's going to be on hiring crew. Um, yeah, so one thing you want to do is try and find specifically shipbreakers because they'll have some starting repair abilities and such, or are more likely to. Um, and so you'll see that right here under career as for, this one's a manager and so on. A couple of them you can't hire, like technicians and law enforcement officers and specific um, workers in the KLEG and such. But we're going to go ahead and try and hire this guy because he's already at respected, which is one of the ones that can be lowered when you're trying to negotiate with them. So I'm going to go ahead and start a conversation with them. Have to chase them down, apparently. Okay, so as you communicate with them more, it'll give you more information on them. I'm going to go ahead and do a couple things just to get us initially talking to them. A couple things you can do to get more information might not be on here yet. We'll just do a nod, which will kind of reset you back, but still give you control. Asking about skills is a good way to do it. They won't always tell you what they are, but they can, and that'll give you a little more idea of if it's useful. It will also increase their respect and self-worth, which is good for the process of hiring them. So as you see there, just made a mildly funny comment. He didn't actually give us any more information. Down here are their actual skills. So if these numbers combined are pretty high, then you're in for hopefully having a decent worker. All right, right there, he told us that he has skill in communications operations. I'm not sure that's, I don't recall that doing anything, but I could be wrong. But as you see, this is now 13 instead of 14, so we've discovered one of their skills. So we'll go ahead and skip through that for now, and we'll just go ahead and see about hiring them. Subject, hire crew, so we'll go ahead and do that. And then they're agreeing to talks. So if you look right here, there's the failure. If they're oppressed for autonomy or respect, being humiliated or disrespected or micromanaged. If there are any of these, when you try and do the basic job offer, then they will not want to be hired and it'll cancel out of this. The same with down here, security and self-worth. So you want to keep their autonomy, respect, security, and self-worth up high. So right now we know their respect is high and their self-worth is pretty high, but we don't know anything about their autonomy or their security. So those can be triggered by talking to them about. I've found that if you do certain things related, so this one brings up security, you'll have a better idea of what that is. So I'm just going to go ahead and do security a few times and see if it gives us that information. So it gave us privacy, but not security. Go ahead and do ask about skills a couple more times too. All right, tourism. I find this one pretty funny. All right, we now know their security, so the only thing we don't know is their autonomy. I'm going to go ahead and start the process. So once you have them at this point, you can ask them about their skills more if you want, or you can go through and try and make it a better deal for you. You can also just offer them the job and then continue on from there. Their pay up here, so you could have a signing bonus to give them extra money if you want. Well, a salary per day is basically nothing, and the death pay is the biggest issue, but you get that back if you fire them or whatnot. Of course, you have to pay that if they leave. So usually what I try and do if you're trying to hire early on is to lower this death pay as much as possible. So you can go through that and just select subtract decrease death pay down here. And that'll change that from 64,000 to 59,000. So it's about 5,000 each time. So as you do that, it's going to lower their, let's set it down here. It's going to lower their security. So you want to keep an eye on the security as you do this to make sure it doesn't go into a spot where you can't hire them anymore. Alright, so now we have their death pay at 0, so we don't have to pay them any. We can also, if you want, subtract from their salary. It's a small amount, so I'm not too worried about that, but you can basically get them to the point where these are both 0. If you're good enough right now, their security is at compose, so doing that's going to lower their respect and self-worth, which are both at decent levels as well. But I'm not worried about that for this, but if you want to lower that more, you can. So I'm going to go ahead and offer them the job. And they're agreeing. Now you have a worker, so they'll show up down here. You can, if you want to go back to your full stats, you can click this little stats button and click it back to go to the crew. You can click on them to go between people, or you can use caps lock to go between people. Hope this tip helps other people with hiring people to fix up their ships and man them. And yeah, hope you have a good one. One other thing I just noticed, once they're hired, you might want to take care of any issues they have. It's like this one, they need to go use the restroom. So sometimes they don't do it themselves. So try and get those fulfilled before you toss them into your ship and have them go fix stuff up. Again, like and subscribe if you would like to see more, and have a good one.